Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last episode of Idea Dream Home Season 3. And I'm talking about the competition part of it, where we promised to show you so many different beautiful houses from across Kerala. And today is our last house entering into the competition as well. It's called the Peekay house. It's definitely been a long journey, and it's going to end today, where our judges are going to put their final set of marks for this house. And then from then on, it's up to all of you to decide which one you like. As of now, I want to take this opportunity to thank our judges who've been there with us for so many days, and this is your last day. So before we sign off, I'd like to ask them to speak a few words, but let's welcome them first to the show. I've got with me architect T.G. Ramesh, architect Shaina Rajesh, and architect Ruben Koshi. For the season 3, this is my last welcoming for you guys. And of course, I don't want to waste any time. Let's get cracking. Peekay House is your final contestant on the show. And take a look at your visuals, guys. The next segment in Idea Dream Home Season 3, which is Judges' Comments. They've already taken a look very closely at the visuals. Another beautiful house. So let's now ask our judges what they think. Rameshji, exteriors. Adhyam and the exterior Kanamba, what is your thought?
Exterior is very unique. Normally don't see such a house. So that's a good thing done by the architect, was to make the house stand out from the rest of the crowd.
Houses.
And the landscape is very well planned, with not very bright paving stones, right? Ideal, very good soft paving stones, and 2 car porches are there.
Yeah.
And I liked near the entry point there is a small exterior courtyard formed and a water body that has come out very well. And I think this house is going to give a good competition for the others.
For the others, very nice. How about you, Shaina? What do you feel?
Yeah, I love the fresh feel the house gave us, the different elevation, plus the use of bold colors, the cobalt blue color. Then I loved the compound wall, I really loved it. The gate, then they had given small planter boxes on the inside of the compound walls, which were really looking very cute. 2 or 3 features in the elevation which I really liked was the use of the columns in the car porch, the diagonal, very simple brackets they had given. And this is one elevation where you see the use of a parabolic curve.
Correct.
You see a double sloped roof. You see a single slope. We had talked about a lean-to roof in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
In this, you see how it is very well merged with the rest of the house. There was a water body connected to the sitter, I guess. That was good. Then there were wooden strips on the walls up to a certain level. All that added to the total charm of the house.
Ruben, what did you feel?
Yeah, I also felt absolutely what Shaina said. The first thing that came into my mind is a fresh approach, in terms of the color or the shapes used or whatever, the composition as a whole. Very fresh looking, different. I like the detail of the sit-out area as a whole. Those wooden strips connecting the sit-out door and connecting all the way to that water body, that external courtyard which is skylit. Then the landscape, even though it looks quite plain, I think it's a no-nonsense kind of landscape, not too much fussy. It's probably much easier to maintain compared to some of the more elaborate landscapes. The driveway is good. So overall, a very good elevation.
Okay, so definitely good comments there to start off with. Now to the scores. Ruben, on 30.
24.
Shaina?
24 again.
Not bad at all. Rameshji?
25.
25. Lovely. Let's now move on to planning. Shaina?
A very no-nonsense approach to the planning, a very open concept, at the same time affording privacy in all the rooms. Starting from the living room, we can see how the windows have been placed and how the furniture has been neatly tucked in between the windows. There's a window seating given, and it looks very comfortable for any guests coming in also. And most of the rooms, houses, we have seen that the window seats cannot be accessed. It's just the window seat is provided, but you can't use it. This looks very comfortable. Then I really love the staircase, how it has been integrated into the whole thing. It has been used as a piece of art. And the handrails, the use of the dry courtyard below, the bedrooms well done. Everything, all the rooms have been neatly looked into, the staircase, like I said, the first floor lobby space, the bedrooms. One area which I think the architect overlooked is the kitchen part. That did not, somehow look as it was part of the house. All the other areas were really well worked out.
Ruben?
Yeah, like for such a well thought of elevation, you probably are not looking to find any faults with the planning also.
Right.
Everything went like clockwork, efficient, enter the living room on the right side, the connectivity is good, the use of colors are pretty good. Definitely the highlight for me too is the staircase area, how that connects the first and the second floor. It's a very light, transparent looking staircase, not heavy at all. The area below had marble pebbles. So altogether a very nice focal point for the house was the staircase, and that really tied up the building very well. Very, very nice planning too.
Rameshji?
I also like the staircase as the main feature of the house. First of all, it's very light, and the interplay of the skylight coming into the light from there, and plus the horizontal lines of the railing and the other parapets nearby. So those all comes very very lively to the house. Very interesting. But certain other parts I didn't like is one is the kitchen. Kitchen was not, it looks totally out of place. And but nothing great about the other areas, but the staircase as standard.
It stood out. Okay. Marks for the same. Ruben?
23.
Ramesh?
22.
Shaina?
24.
24. Which now brings us to the interiors, which is the third segment on the show. And Ruben?
Well, the interior, as you could see, is very controlled kind of an interior. They have used color, they have used display, they have used furniture well, the planning helped, certain patterns on the flooring. Altogether, a really well thought of interior, I would say. But disappointment was one, like Shaina was saying, the kitchen. It certainly did not look as part of the house at all, because it didn't look like not 1/10 of the effort you've seen anywhere else put into the kitchen. I don't know if it was on purpose or, at least the visual showed like that. Another sore point probably was some of the loose furniture in the second living area, and I think the certain dining areas, whatever. Those just did not match with the rest of the style. So maybe they were forced to use it because they had it, and something like that. But other than that, all the rest of the areas, the bathrooms were tiled well. Everything was thought of very well and very controlled, very mature kind of a interior.
Ramesh?
The interiors are done with not extravagance type of interiors. It's all very neat, and you cannot find fault with the interior. Not much of the blinds. It's used. They have used blinds, Venetian blinds and roller blinds. So not much of you cannot criticize that. It's a simple, and the furniture also quite normal type, nothing special.
Nothing great, but it still
But
goes with the house.
No, you cannot. There is no room for criticism. It's all
just
done
good, safe. Shaina?
A very dynamic looking interior. The furnitures went well, the flooring, the color, I think they've used blue, that's it. The blinds, what they have used on the windows, the bedspreads, the toilet fittings and the tiling. Like we said, only the kitchen was, I am not a stainless steel person, but I really like the way the architect has used the stainless steel, in the handrails, and how the pergola, the skylight coming in from the top of the roof, it's really integrated well. And another thing, what I would particularly like to say is how the owner of the house has used his or her personal touches. They have placed some dry flowers, some fresh flowers. You can see fresh flowers on the pond outside, and I saw a bowl of fresh flowers on the dining table. That adds a lot of flavor to the interiors, and that personal touch is that really counts.
Lovely. I guess that's what makes a house a home, right? Okay, now let's find out the score for that segment. Ruben?
22.
Shaina?
22.
And Ramesh?
24.
24. Okay, now special features is what we're going to talk about. Anything extra that this house is worthy of, Ramesh?
The attempt of to do a new elevation that has come out well in the landscape.
Okay, Shaina?
I'd say the staircase and the dry courtyard, the total integration of that space.
Ruben?
No, I think I like the overall effort put into the elevation, the interior, the detailing. Altogether, you see a very fresh kind of approach, and that's highly appreciated.
All right, there you go. Something completely different and fresh is what our judges have to say about Peekay House. Let's find out the scores for the final segment. Ramesh on 10.
6.
Shaina?
6 again.
Ruben?
For me, 8.
8 from you. Okay, so now let's tally up the scores for TK House. It's the last contestant, as I say, to finish up all our houses. So how low or high are the scores, Ruben?
77.
Definitely not bad. Shaina?
76.
Lovely. And Ramesh?
77.
So there you go. That was our last set of scoring for our final entry into the competition of Idea Dream Home Season 3. And with that, our a few months, quite a few weeks, it's all done and dusted. I must say at this point that, the only effort which Rose Bowl and Idea is taking is to do something wherein which a lot of people like you and I can learn about making our homes more beautiful. A lot of us are unaware of how to go about making our homes better. So we've got experts in the forms of architects to come and tell us. And we thought to make it more interesting, we do it in a form of a competition, bring in a lot of visuals of a lot of houses. So that's how the whole idea came. And now we're on the third season of the show. And we've definitely had a lot of feedback about it, good and bad, right? But how has it been? I've had the association of so many wonderful judges this time. You're my final three that's going to, talk about it and sum it up for us. So, Rameshji, how was the experience for you, Pravisham? We've had so many houses. You've been part of it for the last few weeks. How do you think it's going to go?
I'm seeing the houses, a lot of houses, very good design houses done by good architects. But some of them are side-on houses, some of them. So one thing which is coming out generally is there is some other than the talent of the architects and the planners and some other things have worked out, like I think something like Vastu. A lot of people have, design is based, the overall design is being channelized by the Vastu, and the elevation, everything is, really suffering from that.
So as an architect, you feel sad about it?
I feel very sad about it, because the talent of the architect is not used by, but Vastu and other things comes in between, and then the orientation of the house changes. The road, we have the road on the front, and then we see a side elevation of a house. So those things find very strange.
So I guess, when you, architecture is a science, right? I guess looking at it from that point of view, it will be very difficult to sit and judge when other parameters come into it. But I guess that's individual taste and we can do nothing about it. Unfortunately, no control for us. How about you, Shaina? You've been part of this before. How has it been a different experience for you this time? Anything new that you saw, anything new you learned, or any advice this time you want to tell our people watching?
Yeah, they say learning is a continuous process, and I have realized that it's true from this program. I came with a lot of fixed ideas in my mind, and I'm going with a lot of fresh ideas, because you get to see the work of so many architects, of so many, the handprint of so many clients. So you get a lot of new, fresh ideas, and I'm really happy about it. I would like to just say, I think I've already said this before, but at the end of the day, the home belongs to that particular person, that particular family, and to every person, his home is his child, and that is the best, and we completely agree. We have criticized a lot, but that is just because the program is such a reality program.
And it
no hard feelings, nothing.
Perfect. And finally, I'm going to ask you the same, Ruben. Just like Shaina, you've been involved with, passing information about making homes more beautiful through the show Idea Dream Home for a couple of seasons now. So when we are almost packing our bags and saying bye-bye for the third time around, what are your words to our viewers?
I sincerely hope that the idea behind such a show is meaningfully taken because this is a learning experience for the viewers as well as for us. It's equal. We hope it's more for the viewers because there may be people who do not have access to professionals and who are in the process of building a house or starting to think about one. So it should be useful for them. That's the main idea. And our way, like you've mentioned it many times, we judge based on visuals that everyone else sees. So there could be aberrations from our part. We are, architecture and interior is very subjective design. That's why once in a while we have our differences also. But altogether put in, the bigger picture has to come out. The idea is to actually educate the people who are watching this, and we definitely educate ourselves. So I hope it's taken a very good spirit. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say a big thank you to the three of you. Also, at the same breath, say a big thank you to all the other judges who've cooperated with this show. It's definitely been a group effort with a lot of time that you've put in teaching all of us about the field of architecture and interior design. I'm sure it'll go a long way for all of us who are thinking of making our homes more beautiful. And once again, another set of people I want to say a big thank you to are all the wonderful architects and clients who agreed to send in their entries onto the show, because without them, we would not have been able to bring this show to any of you. So thank you so much. We think all your homes are beautiful. And now I can't wait to find out which of these houses make the top 5. based on your marks. And then I think, as per the format previous years, we throw it out to the audiences. It goes into a public vote, and then we decide from there. So definitely, our competition is over, but we'll catch you back one more time with the grand finale of Idea Dream Home Season 3 with all my judges, with all our top 5 clients joining us with their architects, and then the declaration of the final result, the winner of Idea Dream Home Season 3. So please make sure you join us for that grand finale. And once again, thank you everyone for being a part.